Howdy folks, Synthetic Mason here, and it has been a minute. It snowed on Planet Texas. That was weird. Yeah, if you missed that, weird. Anyways, so yeah, I've been busy. Made a bunch of last night characters. Let's see, going through, we've got no pointer. I have a pointy thing. Pointy thing. Nitro Zeus. Oh, I just forgot his name. He was the dump truck from Devastator. But he was in last night, I think. Barricade, Megatron, Optimus, Bumblebee, Hound, Drift, and Crosshair. Yeah. So we'll start off with, was it Overload? I don't know. The dump truck. He's not even done. Need to do more work on him. He doesn't look like a dump truck yet, but this was essentially just to get his transformation right. But he'll do like one of these numbers. Kind of similar to my Ironhide, I think it was. It's a similar design. But yeah, we'll finalize him in a later video. But there he is now. All right, so Drift and Crosshairs. We're going to do them at the same time because essentially, same transformation. For Drift, I'm going to pick him up. He's got like his little orange, well, it's supposed to be gold, but I used an orange head, red torso, and then we'll say his arms going forward are like the blades, because he's a samurai guy. And if Crosshairs, same thing, but we're going to swing them back, and that way it's more like this, you know, his trench coat. Yeah, kind of. Sure, okay. My favorite duo in the whole Bayverse verse. Yeah. And this time I did them exactly the same. Surprisingly, in the last version they were exactly the same, and in this version they're very similar. So I got last night accurate Barricade for his transformation. You'll just take these back sections and bend them so they're like coming off his shoulders with the tires. Turn his chest plate, and then that piece that was filling in the hole acts as like a gun. And there you go. Barricade. For Bumblebee, same thing. Except just kick off the little wing bits just a hair. And then he also gets a gun. I like them because they're sized properly towards one another. But compared to my old version of both, they're much smaller. So, I don't know. What do you think? You like the old version? Or the new version? It's a tough toss-up. I will say one thing I'm happy about is that they're the same size. Old alt mode to new alt mode. To show you here. See? Pretty awesome. But then, yeah, like I was saying about their bot modes being different. That's the old Bumblebee, new Bumblebee. I don't know. You tell me. Tell me what you think. Next up, we've got Hound. For Hound, I combined a few previous transformation mechanisms from other bots. He's like big military truck. Bring down what will be the legs. Move out the arms, and as you do, rotate around his hands. And then we'll actually rotate the lower section. So he's got this kind of like robot fat belly. Yeah. Hound. Next up is probably my favorite of this whole group, Nitro Zeus. Haven't seen the movie, but I saw the toy on shelves and dug it. So I was kind of curious to see how I could do this design. But yeah, some sort of military jet in a white color. You can see it, right? And then for transformation, bring up the tail fin. Bring back the feet. I'm going to pivot them forward. Move down the nose cone section. We're actually going to rotate these bits, which will come the arms. And then close up those door wings. Nitro Zeus. I dig them. Both Megatron and Optimus number 5 and or 6, somewhere in there. I spent probably the last 3 weeks trying to redesign Optimus. Could not figure it out. Could not get him to be in any other format than the previous. Did a little tweak though, and I think it came out okay. A few minor details, but for the most part it's the same. Megatron, on the other hand, again, I racked my brain trying to redesign him. And believe it or not, old Megatron and new Megatron are roughly the same design. But hey, it works out. One is a big Cybertronian jet. The other is a big War of the Worlds Mad Max looking tanker. I'm happy with it. But yeah, let's get into these guys. Optimus first. They both have swords now. Knights, yeah. So he'll start just like the old one. Bring down and around his grill and undersection to be the legs. Bring around the arms, drop the back. And then he's got little hands that you can wheel out. Turn out. Big difference on this guy is you'll notice those shoulders, and his coloring is very much less red, because red was like just an accent color on that version. And he's got his big dang sword. Yeah, I like it. Alright, now we got Megatron in his flight mode. The sword, I don't really have like a Lego looking the part sword from last night. But you get the idea. Big jet. And then he can do his like transformation. And there you go. But yeah, side by side, I think they still look pretty good. Once again, I was able to get them roughly the same size as the other, so that neither like stands out as being weirder than the other. Although Megatron's supposed to be slightly bigger, so it's fine. Giving you an idea here. I mean, they look good stacked up. I'm just saying, like, especially the previous Megatrons, like they look different enough in alt mode, even though robot mode is roughly the same, and the same with the Optimuses. I think they work. So yeah, guys, this has been some new random stuff. I didn't forget about y'all. I still owe you a tutorial for this guy, so that'll be coming up. And then, of course, tutorials for all these guys. Let's see what's new on the shelf. I made a bunch, or updated a bunch of old builds that are mask. I want to show you these guys. So at some point soon, I'll be bringing out some mask vehicles. And these are vehicles that transform into like an artillery version. Like this thing is just an SUV, and then he has all these guns and a turret pop up. But yeah. So that's the stuff on the way. Keep breaking it up with me. I appreciate that you guys have hopefully been breaking it up without me since then. Thanks, y'all.